welcome back to another episode.
Man, what going for the man then? Let's talk about the Champions League. Arsenal, PSG.
A lot of Arsenal fans were saying that they finally have depth in their team though.
They have depth, but in terms of like top-end quality, I think Liverpool have more.
The answer is simply, there's no excuse. It has to be done now.
Iconic moments in derbies.
Arsenal won the league at Tottenham.
No.
Galatasaray away is never fucking easy, bro.
Well, you're talking about players' ego. Managers have egos. Putting it for his head is overreactionary. No,
when we spend money, yeah, it's you spent money and you couldn't beat so. And
I think Ekatike has been the only signing that's come in.
Thank you.
That has looked level.
Say it again.
100%.
Palmer, Lavia, and Caicedo midfield free.
These guys just need to stay fit. Yeah. The talent is there. If these guys can give us 1 year of just fitness.
This is FCM on DR Sports, and it's live. Welcome along, weekend roundup. Oh my days. We're in for a great show today, guys. Well, what about the North London derby?
I'm not getting rattled.
And we're 3 points off top 4, so it's not looking too bad.
Yeah. Foden 88, Saka 87. I think that's wrong.
A nice that you put your top on. You want to take it off and get the branding out? Happy birthday!
Make a wish to win the league.
I did.
How much chance of Arsenal have of winning the Champions League?
0, mate.
If we got through PSV, do you think there's any chance?
No.
Hang on, let me finish.
Predictions:
2-1 Tottenham.
3-1 Liverpool. 2-0 Wolves.
Chelsea to beat Man United at Old Trafford.
You're in trouble if we win this game.
You better not lose on Saturday.
We beat the world champions this weekend. That makes you world champion.
We're the world champions, but you're not in a title.
This is why you'll never win the league.
6 million down the drain.
Robbie celebrating a 1-0 win. Abby Pilates instead of trophies. You never walk alone.
Catch us every Monday for the weekend roundup.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Carragher and Mo Salah.
It's going to end up with tarnishing what is such a great legacy for him.
We made you, Salah, so you can't do that to us. You were the guy that failed at Chelsea. Ruben needs to demonstrate he's a great coach over 3 years.
If he loses on Monday to Wolves, that's it.
I think right now Arsenal are odds on to win that league.
Possible champions is what they've been for the last 3 years. As things stand, we are still the champions of England.
From last year, I thought Chelsea all the way up. I think they're one of those clubs that could impact the title, but they're not necessarily going to win it. I think it's been quite criminal that England have not won a major tournament since '66.
Can Liverpool end the crisis? 7 out of 10.
Everton versus Chelsea.
So I'm going to stick with draw.
Liverpool fans, I do want to know, if was a scenario that Xabi Alonso is available and Klopp has gone, would you want Alonso in? I want to know your thoughts and opinions on that.
They would, because they've got that connection with him, but he's a red.
Hi, and welcome along to a game of 2 halves here on DR Sport.
Well, I'm happy to have the Premier League back.
3 defeats now in a row for Arne Slot.
Yeah, it's a game of 2 happy people this morning, isn't it? Because I would rather Arsenal win the league over Liverpool and Man City every day of the week.
Mo Salah had done this bombshell interview, right?
What's your take on that?
For me, he should be kept in-house, right?
The good thing about the Premier League is its unpredictability at the moment, which I think it makes it, far more walkable.
This is the problem. When you've got a player like Mo Salah, it's very difficult to drop these players. They've got big egos.
I think he'll be gone in January now.
I don't. Right, let's get into our team of the week. Van Dijk seems to be in there every week, solid as a rock. I had a question for you, Mark. Who goes first?
Slot or
Amorim or Slot?
They sacked Amorim. I'd have to say you can't blame him. Like, your win ratio's crap, your football's crap. But I actually think Slot has got more chance of going.
Big Al's in the place!
We're the best right now, best in Europe, best here.
I would have agreed with you if you said Arsenal are one of the best teams in the world. Yeah,
Correct.
Then just stop.
I hope when we beat them, the apology is as loud as the disrespect.
I think to say Spurs being in a title race at any time of your life.
Exactly.
Should be sentenced to death.
All the evidence that
I call this the Florian Wirtz 008.
I made you what you were, Trent.
Be honest, you are missing his creativity.
Big Popper says.
Isak started.
Oh!
Van Dijk played.
Oh!
Stretching.
Oh!
Pilates.
Oh!
That was the performance against Chelsea.
You lot are brutal today, man.
I don't think Christian is like super delusional in this take. And like, this is obviously coming from me when it comes to Arsenal.
No.
No.
Do you want me to not give an opinion until May, until we lift it?
No! Absolutely not!
No!
We'll get into the score predictions now. Liverpool must win this game.
That's awesome.
do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.
Yes, people, you heard that right. We've teamed up with Rocket Mobile to make the mobile phone plan for football fans in the UK. It's £16 a month for unlimited data, calls, texts, and 20 gigs to use in the EU whenever you're roaming abroad. If you're going away in the Champions League or you want to escape Arsenal possibly winning the Premier League like I may be doing in a few months' time, you can buy it £16 a month, no extra cost, plus perks, content, and other prizes as soon as you make that switch. And talking of the league title last night, I think was a big indicator as to where I know you've been very strong on what you've been saying also, but I do think like we're 7 points clear now. 7. I think it is. Obviously they still have a game in hand, but it was a big week for Arsenal and Man City. Big midweek for Arsenal and Man City.
What happened to the mentality monsters, Man City? Oh, once they get behind you, what happened?
What it is
where's Kim? Where's Kim?
He ducked out.
I've been calling him out. Where's Kim? Kim? Where are you?
Where are you, Kim?
I sat on this table about a couple of months ago. Alex was on the same show, by the way. He will attest to this. And he was saying, this time of the year, you always bottle it. Yeah, it's as good as done. Remember that? You remember, don't you?
Well, I was probably saying it as well, but hopefully it does.
Well, you want
happen.
to speak for Kim, do you?
Well, no, Kim is
Kim
he puts a
represent
lot
himself.
of chest on City still winning the league.
I actually might text him.
Do you know
him and
what?
ask
City
how he
could still
feels.
win the quad. Has anyone thought of that?
Well, yeah, they could.
How are they going to win
Still
that?
in the quad.
They
How are they
will.
going to win that?
They could.
That
Not
winning
that I want them
games,
to. Jesus,
That's going
no
to
way.
fall at the first hurdle when we beat them in a couple of weeks' time at Wembley.
Okay, well, make sure you do.
Big one.
Make
But
sure
regardless,
you do.
to introduce the rest of the panel, obviously, Laurie on my left-hand side. We got Alex as well on a Thursday. And also Ella, welcome back from Costa Rica.
Thanks, guys. I had to get out of this country for a week or so, just escape.
So Arsenal
Arsenal didn't win when I was away. Came back.
should still
winning
be
again.
there, really.
So,
though.
yeah, I should be.
My mum's mum comes from Costa Rica.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a lovely place. Very,
One of
very
the
lovely
comments,
place.
Ty Quadruple says, Kim, you talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk. Stay humble, you sausage. Right, Kim's not even here and he's taking
Kim's
shots.
catching
No, but you know
strays.
why? Because Kim was very vociferous in saying that Arsenal
word.
will bottle it, and City, they're mentality monsters, and once they get within a sniff of Arsenal, it's all over. What's happened to Kim?
Yeah, but also we can get on more to the games in a minute. But also something I want to, which I've seen just before we went live, is with Nottingham Forest. Also, obviously they had such a great season last season, and it's all gone so downhill from obviously this season, especially with Chris Wood out, and it all just went completely wrong. Is the Telegraph have said Nottingham Forest have told Edu Gaspar, their global head of football, to stay away from the club. As his departure edges closer.
What?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, that's standard though. If someone's leaving, they do their gardening leave. The last week of that garden, whatever it's called, the month's notice period. I've had it myself where I've left a company, and in the last week, you're actually a bit of a hindrance because you're on your way out anyway. And it's like, well, we need to change all the passwords, get him off his Google Sheets. You just want to be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just said, you know what, just go now. So I know it was like, what was it, June the 1st he was going to leave?
something along like that, yeah.
I mean, just
Telling
go
him to
now.
stay away from the entire club.
Just
but is
go
that
now.
possibly the best thing that happened to Arsenal? Is him heading off?
No, not necessarily.
Because
No.
that led to you getting Berta,
Well-
which then changed the summer transfer plans, which has led to you being where you are now.
Not really. I don't want to diss Edu, man. He was a great player for us, and he did his job while he was there. Things have changed, and you could say that we upgraded in that position with Berta, but that is not to minimise the contributions that Edu's made, both as a player and as a director of football. Ella, what do you think?
I feel like we almost maybe outgrew him at a certain point when he first was in as sporting director. The place that Arsenal was at, it kind of made sense, and I think he did do some smart business. Not all of it was 100%, but when do you ever get every single signing right? Like never. But as Arsenal grew and proceeded and under Mikel Arteta and looked like a more title-winning side, I think it came a place where you kind of need to really be signing those bigger names, and I think Berta has a lot of experience in doing that, obviously, for Atletico Madrid prior to Arsenal. So it just made sense.
Yeah.
But I think it's also fair to factor into that, which is that under Andrea Berta, Arsenal have committed to be spending more money than they did when Edu was there. Remember, there was a time when the American owners...
Is that a case of just a lack of trust in Edu?
Well, we don't really know for sure.
Or actually just it happened to coincide with you having more funds by the time that Berta arrived?
It could well be, because if you remember, there was a time when Arsenal fans were very upset that the American owners were not putting their hands in their pockets more. Coinciding with the stadium being built, then they had to pay that off and stuff like that. But in recent times, they've been putting their hands in their pocket a lot more. Obviously, they got Berta in, and we've seen what the difference that's made, the 8 signings in the summer. So, yeah, I don't think we can minimise what Edu's done just because Berta's come in and spent all that money.
And I got to say, just obviously staying on Arsenal a bit, is Fabian Hurzeler's comments. Like I bumped into someone earlier on today in Tesco's, and we ended up talking about it for a little bit. I do think, as much as so with Arne Slot came out the other day and he was basically saying he doesn't necessarily enjoy watching Premier League games at the moment because he feels they're kind of boring. And I remember saying, I think you were on the show as well when we talked about it, and I said I agree with him in isolation, saying that I'm not as I don't know if it's to do with my club not having been great in the last 14 months pre-Michael Carrick, but like months. I don't, Hey, look, I'll give you 2 seasons. Obviously, a couple of seasons ago, we actually won trophies, something that you're trying to do this season.
That is true.
But for me, it's like I am less excited to tune into Premier League games than I was a couple of seasons ago, because I think the way that the game is being played, it's so... I don't know if you guys have seen the Gareth Bale podcast when he went on the Overlap today.
I started it, but didn't finish it on the train down.
It's a great podcast. And at one point he says he reckons nowadays, these days, the game is played too much by the managers. He basically said he thinks managers have more control than ever over the team. The team just execute the manager's vision. Whereas he was like, when I was at Real Madrid, because he was talking a lot about Ancelotti, and also they were talking about Sir Alex Ferguson, as they always do every episode. Is they were basically just like, they let the players play, but now Gareth Bale was basically saying, even since he's left the game, obviously he retired only a couple of years ago, he said since he's left the game or left European football, he was like, now it's just the manager's game being executed by the players. And I do think he's got a good point. But then when it comes to Hurzeler's comments, where he shouted, was it Hincapié was doing a throw-in, and he's shouting at Hincapié, just being like, just play proper football, blah, blah, blah. That, I think, was way too far.
You know what I think about Hurzeler? I actually enjoyed it. I do think he's mugged himself off. He's made himself look like a bit of a clown. But I actually thought it was quite entertaining. We need more of this type of stuff. I want more beef. Because beef sells, you know what I mean? It's just the problem with Hurzeler.
Well, I mean, you follow a lot of boxing, you know that.
Well, yeah,
very, very well.
The problem with Hurzeler, though, is that, as Kenya said, shout out to Kenya, it's difficult to take a man like him seriously because he's done nothing in the game.
Yeah, but
if it was one of the more established managers,
he's coming up. He's not. You can't throw that. It's like saying, "Well, look at Rio Ngomori. He's only 17. What does he know?" It's like, it's not his fault. He's just started his career. But I think
what I'm saying, speak from a position of strength. He's done nothing.
Yeah, but
so if you're coming at Arsenal,
yeah, but you say he's done nothing. He's done extremely well to become the youngest Premier League manager ever. Is that nothing? You've got to respect his journey. It's just started. Yeah, he's obviously shooting up a bit.
Okay, you're right with that. You're right. But if I look at the table and I see that Arsenal are first in the table.
I know.
And he's 11th and struggling. I mean, a couple of games ago, Brighton fans were actually calling for his head. Yeah. So for you to then come with this tirade of a...
I don't think you should take it so personal.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm here for it.
Because
the only problem with it, I find it difficult to take him seriously.
He might have a different style of football that he loves watching, as do probably most people. But the style that is winning...
Got that so exciting? What style of football would Brighton play?
It's not necessarily what Brighton got. It might just be his own football philosophies. Forget Brighton for a sec. He might have loved watching Barca in 2015, 2011. He might have loved watching, the Bayern team of old with Thiago in, or... I think people associate winning teams and champion teams, era-defining teams, playing in a certain way. They're the ones that you remember for the longest. If you think back to the Brazil 70s, well, this is just my opinion. If you think back to the 70s when Brazil won it, the Spanish tiki-taka in 2010, people remember those teams. What he might be implying, and I'm not him, so I don't know what he is or isn't, what he might be implying is the majority of football fans wouldn't mind seeing a championship potential winning team playing in a beautiful way. that appeases everyone and is attractive to watch on the eye, not necessarily the grappling and the corners, the traditions.
Is it only Arsenal that do that?
No,
It
it's
isn't,
not. It's the whole
But he's singling
damn
Arsenal out.
league.
That's my point. He's singling Arsenal out.
he kind of throws his hat in a ring
he had
of
also
other
just
people at the
played
minute
Arsenal.
that are saying like football isn't great to watch at the minute. You've seen what Bale just said there. There is this wave maybe of people that think, well, this crop of football that we've got in the Premier League at the minute is basically WWE.
Okay, but fine. What I'm saying though, and I think I'm right in saying this, is he singled Arsenal out.
Well, he just played
But he
them.
also had just played
them.
Arsenal.
So it's
No,
relevant.
I'm talking in the lead up to the game.
Or was it in the lead up to the game as well?
But they're going to
Yeah, he was
ask him.
talking
The journalists are going to
enough
prod
crud.
him as well, aren't they? You have to understand, these journalists, he wouldn't just come out and say stuff like that about
If
Arsenal.
they- if
It's
they-
the
if they were playing
journalists
Bournemouth
going,
at home.
prodding him, going,
Yeah.
oh, what do you think about Arsenal's style?
But I feel
Knowing that
like-
that's going to make headlines.
I feel like what he said, being like, I'll never be that kind of coach that's trying to win the game in that way.
That's going to come back to bite him, by the way.
First of all,
100%.
I'll be the first person to say that I've not particularly enjoyed watching Arsenal this season. A lot of the games.
As in from like an aesthetics
Yeah,
perspective.
of course. It's not been. The football that we've seen under Arteta like 3 years ago was lovely, but I guarantee if Arsenal would be playing that aesthetic football right now, we wouldn't be where we are. So, when you say
Isn't
trying
that
to
the whole
win that
point
way.
why it changed like this? Because a few seasons ago it was Arsenal scored 100 goals, but then he kept finishing second and fifth and stuff.
Well,
which
yeah,
is why Arteta made the
what
shift.
we were doing wasn't working, and I think it's not just us that's made the shift now. It's let's be honest, the majority of the league.
Yeah, which
It is
team in
not-
the Premier League at the moment is playing this aesthetically beautiful football? Who?
None of them really.
Right. So why is he singling out Arsenal? That's
Apart from
what I'm
us,
saying.
obviously.
I still think when I watch,
one
when I
game
watch
against
Man
City.
City, I still think that Man City played quite nice football. Albeit they're not really, they're not necessarily.
It's nowhere near the City of a few seasons
No,
ago.
but I still think they play a more aesthetic brand of football than Arsenal do right now.
It was a dramatic shift as soon as they signed Haaland.
Yeah.
Because when they
system
beat,
changes.
I think the City's best football was the kind of last season of Aguero starting every single week, and also that season where they played De Bruyne as a false nine. That was, and also was Aguero's last season the Centurions one? Am I getting that wrong?
No.
I don't know.
No. That was 17-18.
That was
He stayed
17-18.
till 2021.
Was it that late?
2020. He went to Barcelona.
He went to Barcelona and then retired. Yeah, but I
When
think
Liverpool won the title last
everyone's
season, I
football has
don't
regressed.
recall them playing any enthralling football. There was
No,
some
but
good
to be
games.
fair, they need to
We did,
because they
though.
had Mo Salah.
We did.
No, there were some good games. He scored some good goals. Fine, but he wasn't like getting me out of my seat every week.
But it wasn't half the
getting me out of
Premier
my
League
seat.
teams doing what they're doing now.
It's a better brand than I think what we're seeing from Arsenal this season.
I beg to differ.
But
ultimately, I don't
it
care.
isn't just Arsenal.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
But
as an
I also
Arsenal fan,
don't
yeah,
care.
you shouldn't care. You're winning the league.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. For the last two games, I've been watching the game and I've been like, I'm stressed. It looks like we might not get it over the line just because the performances have not been
No,
there.
but that's because, with respect, me and you watching Arsenal, we're emotionally invested.
Of course, we're emotionally
So
invested. But I
that's
don't think.
slightly
But the
different.
football hasn't been great, Lauren.
No,
The
it
last two
hasn't been
games.
great. No,
There's
I
actually
mean,
a really good comment here from Justin03063263 says, no one plays attractive football at the moment because of the fear of losing. That does actually, I think, raise quite a good point in that, because the Premier League says, I was speaking about this with Richard in the office beforehand, is that I personally think, although there are comments and people say, the standard of the Premier League is just lowered a lot. I personally think it's not necessarily the standard of the Premier League lowering in recent seasons. Like maybe the absolute cream of the crop isn't as good as the cream of the crop from 4 years ago. For example, like Man City's incredible team. With all due respect, Arsenal aren't near that. But obviously, then they are at the moment best team in the league, obviously top of the league. But I do think because the Premier League has become so even. You've got anyone can get a result against anyone. I know it's the cliche that anyone can get a result against anyone, but there's a full circle loop. You've got Wolves who couldn't do anything in the first half of the season, drawing against us, beating Liverpool, beating Villa, drawing against you.
Yeah.
And it's maybe there is a brand of way that people are too scared, managers are too scared or don't think it's worth the risk of playing a riskier, more expansive, interesting style of football because the mentality is, you can't lose. And the best way to not lose is either a lower block, a more physical team, winning on clear advantages like set pieces.
I mean, I've got a theory on that, and I expanded it the other day. Listen, in my view anyway, football nowadays has become a lot more organised and efficient, especially teams defensively. So what teams will typically do, especially if they're coming up against teams that have more naturally talented players than they do, is to sit deep, is to low block. So that makes them more difficult to score against. I think we can all agree on that. Now, in a relatively low-scoring game like football, if a team is defending deep and they're organised and they're well-structured and they do the basic things okay, it's a lot harder to score against them. So then what do? You have to come up with more improvised ways of trying to score goals. Hence, set pieces, long throws, stuff like that. So Arsenal, to their credit, to their immense credit, they've gone out, they've got coaches in to help them in that regard, and now we're scoring goals from set pieces. To me, that is, Arsenal should be applauded for that. In much the same way, might I add, that teams are, and pundits and ex-players, they're all applauding Brentford for their long throws. Even listen, if you've got a guy like Coyote that can propel the ball that far, that fast, and make it difficult for defenders, and the Brentford players can time their runs and, you know what I mean, get goals from that, I'm not complaining about that. Fair play to them. So there's a lot of football snobbery, unless, okay, maybe the games are not aesthetically pleasing as they was 10, 15, 20 years ago. Fine. But if we win the title this year playing the brand of football we're playing at the moment, I, for one, and I'm pretty sure
Laurie,
Ella as well.
don't you mean when?
When?
According to you.
You said there's no title race.
Yeah, when? When?
Wait, did you say there's no title race?
He's been saying that
I was
since
saying that for tongue in cheek,
he's been saying that for months.
But you know what? These men have been running with it, so hey. But it looks like I'm going to be proved right. But anyway, to the point I was making, if we win the league or more, because let's face it could well be more than just a league, playing the brand of football that we're playing at the moment, I, for one, anyway, will have absolutely no qualms. Cry more is what I say to people. Cry more.
Well, the other thing that Gareth Bale said that I found really interesting in the pod was that he also said he thinks and this is what one of the comments have said here, is that the caliber of players just decreased. Yeah. He basically went, there's no more Ronaldinhos, there's no more Messi, there's no Ronaldo, there's no, basically like the top tier level of player. He's just gone, they just don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've been watching football a very long time, sport a very long time, right? And I always used to remember when I was growing up, my dad always say, "Oh, you see these players of today, they're nowhere near as good as the ones that back." So every generation you're going to get that.
So are we going to be sat there being like, there's no defenders as good as Gabriel these days?
Quite possibly.
Where are the Reece Jameses of the world these days?
You'll be telling your kids one day.
Because the game's gone, if that's what we're saying.
All about Brian and Boomer.
Yeah, no, you'll be telling your kids one day, there's no Cole Palmers, there's no
Bruno Fernandes.
whatever, there's no Bruno
Cole
Fernandes
Palmer, he's
anymore.
not played well for 18 months.
There's still
I'm just throwing
Haalands
names
and,
out there.
you know, Vinicius's and Mbappe's, like...
But the best players in the world now are specialists, aren't they, for the most part? It's like, you know, Haaland's the best striker in the world because very specifically he's the goal, like, you know, elite level goal
there's always
scorer.
been, I know he's taken it to a new level, but there's always been Batistutas and Suarez's even, and these guys, you know, Fowlers, Andy Coles, there's always been top goal scorers.
And there's a reason why there's no more Messis, because he's supposed to be a once-in-a-lifetime
and
player.
he's an alien, so there's not going to
Exactly,
be... Unless his son is better than him.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, isn't it his son? It's like, what is it? Is it his son that's... Aguero, or is it Aguero's son? It's like Messi's his godfather, Aguero's his dad, Maradona's his granddad.
Yeah.
And he wants to be, and then I think he wants to be a goalkeeper or something.
Ridiculous. Goalkeeper.
Yeah, can you imagine that at Christmas?
Yeah.
Goalie?
Classic goalkeeper gloves, Dad.
Messi, Aguero and Maradona, that would be some party.
You got to get outfield, surely.
I would have liked to have been at that party.
Yeah, but I really do agree with Bale in the sense that I think, you know, football at the moment, it's a manager's game. Yeah, man. Yeah, I will agree with everything he says. No, but in the way that he says it's a manager's game, because it's true.
There is some truth to that. There is some truth to that.
Because he waxes so much lyrical about Carlo Ancelotti. Rightly so, by the way, as well, as obviously he's one of the best managers we've seen across the last 15 years or so, easily.
And if Mikel Arteta was here, he'd probably say, when I was playing that expansive football and not winning titles, everyone was saying we bottled it and we've only got one style of play. Now I've adapted and I've evolved and I've come up with a way of winning matches. People are complaining now. So, listen, if he wins... he's right. If he doesn't win, then he's not right. That's the way I look at it.
So Talk Forest here has said, any shout out on Morgan Gibbs-White's goal? Yeah.
What a goal. The technique on that is unbelievable. Couple that with the goal he scored the other day at Brighton away in their loss.
Yeah.
That shows you a variety of goals.
Player.
I mean, to actually stretch that far and reverse it, I mean, Diaz and Donnarumma have not got a clue where that ball's going. If you watch the replay back, big Donnaruma's about to face up, and before he knows it, the ball is scraped.
I think they still don't know where it is.
It's brilliant, fantastic goal.
I do think, you know, the reason why Forest could genuinely stay up is because they have players like Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White. And I don't necessarily think Spurs are going to get relegated as much as I really would like them to. You know, you do look at Spurs and you're like, well, who's their player that's going to bring them out? You know, West Ham have Bowen and, you know, Somerville who's scoring a lot at the moment. And it's like...
No, they've got talented players. Simons, Kola Mawani, they're just not playing well. But they do have the personnel. It's just that they're not playing.
I'm not sure of that level, though. I think Morgan Gibbs-White is
What I think is, but they're missing every other person that you put on like Morgan Gibbs-White level. In like Kulusevski, I've been waxing lyrical about for ages, bro. Kulusevski's a fantastic player.
You don't think Xavi Simons is a good player? Very good player, by the way.
Yeah, but he's a new signing coming in. Like, we know Bundesliga signings, specifically Bundesliga as well, often take a little bit, 6 months, 8 months, a season to properly bed in. Like Gravenberch's first season at Liverpool, it took him a while to properly bed in. And
boy, did he bed in when he did.
He bed in brilliantly. From flying verts as well. Took him a while to bed in and get going, get his rhythm going. Benjamin Šeško took him months and months and months to start scoring, and now he starts. Hincapié as well, first half of the season, at some points, people were going, not sure about the 45 million buy option. Now, it's a slam dunk to buy him in the summer. So I do think with Xavi Simons, he probably could be a good player. But Bundesliga signings tend to take a little bit. And I think maybe Spurs have suffered big time from that, because also their captain keeps getting himself sent off. They've got 15 injuries.
He's got one foul at the door as well.
They've got no one who's meant to be coming back before the end of the season, by the way, as well. I think it's Kudus.
They're screwed. They actually really could be screwed.
I think pound for pound, Tottenham have better players than Forest. I think the difference is that the mentality and the
Forest
mindset.
Players also, I think, to some extent, know what they're doing.
Do know what they're doing.
They do know what they're doing in the way of where they are. They reckon like West Ham players under Nuno, specifically Nuno knows what he's doing. Like Tudor, Premier League relegation race, does he actually know what to do, what he's doing? Whereas compared to someone like when me and Abby were on here on yesterday, she was like, sack Tudor.
No, but he
Get
could be gone.
in.
He could be gone. I think they've
I
been
thought that was
talking
a
about
poor
it.
appointment.
If he loses today, I think he could be gone.
I think that they missed a massive trick in not giving that job to Harry.
They should still do it. They have to still do it. They've got to still do it.
I don't think he's got time. If he loses today, I think he's gone.
I think Forest and West Ham seem to have a little bit more fight in them. Tottenham, on paper, are a good squad that shouldn't be finishing anywhere near where they are. But it's in that dog battle down there, it does now come to who's got the biggest set of cojones to get us out of this.
Yeah, as Troy would say.
Dig us out the dirt here, because you look at West Ham, they've been embroiled in some scares, not massive scares in the last 3 or 4 years, but some scares, got out of it. You know, they've stayed in the Premier League now for God knows how many years. Someone like Forest finished 6th, or was it 7th last season in the end? They should be nowhere near there as well. Again, a good squad on paper. They got fighters in that team, and Elliot Anderson, who just grabs that game by the scruff of the neck yesterday. Little 1-2, see you later in the far corner. I don't look at the Spurs team, and if they had Kulusevski, if they had Maddison available, if they had a fire in Dom Solanke, if they had, I mean, there's probably more Kudus. If all of these players are available, I'd say there's no way Spurs are going down.
Yeah.
But because of the injuries they've got, and because of the players that are left on the pitch after these injuries, I look at them and go, have you got the fight, the fire, the desire to literally grab this game and go, no, we're not going down? No, I don't see that in their squad. Hence why they could actually go down.
A 50% wage cut as well for all them players.
Well,
they'll be out of there, man.
People have literally been saying that they're not performing because they almost want to have that easier route to get out the club. There's no way. Like, surely
No.
not. But
you don't do that as a
like, they do look like they're
footballer.
giving up. Like, they don't look like they're putting in effort to try and keep the club in the Premier League.
Do you think they care?
Players?
Yeah. Like, are they going,
do.
if we go down, it's fine, I'm off anyway?
If they do care, they're not
my
showing
point.
that. I mean, look at the captain, for example.
Romero.
Kept getting sent off.
We can't see what he
game
looks
after
like because he's not playing.
game. No, but what I'm saying is he kept getting himself sent off game after game. You're talking about the captain now. Where's his responsibility? And then he was doing all that talking on social media. It just smacks of players just
He's
not
gone at the
really.
end of the season. Romero is gone.
He won't be the only one.
He's off to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
Abby was surprised he stayed, and then they gave him the captaincy.
Oh, it's just...
Actually, I like this. It was, how do you say that? I thought I said Seb. SSBM Core says, if we were to do a combined Forest and Spurs 11, I think it'd be quite even. Should we try it?
Of players that are fit right now.
Yeah, should we do players that fit right now? Because I think Spurs, because Matt Sells in goal over Vicario every
This
day of the
season,
week.
though, Sells is...
But this season, though, Vicario.
Vicario has been diabolical.
stank.
Like really bad.
I know, but you've got to use someone who has actually played a lot this season. I think Sells barely played this year, has he?
Who's been playing a goal for
They've
Forest?
got the... I can't remember his name.
Because I am, to be fair, when I'm thinking about Sells, I'm thinking about Sells last season.
Yeah,
Sells last
exactly.
season was fantastic.
Who was in team of the year? I mean, out of what? Yeah, what's the West Ham fella's name that replaced Ariola?
Well, Sells played
Games of
yesterday.
age.
What West Ham?
Yeah,
Hermerson.
Couple clean sheets in a row, or recently.
Yeah, well, you got a clean sheet last night.
Yeah. All right, go Sells then.
I think it should be
Go
Sells.
Sells.
Yeah. And then
Based off last season.
right
as well.
back, it's basically Aina or Porro.
Aina all day long.
All day long.
Aina over Porro.
Yeah.
All day.
And then centre backs Murillo Milenkovic versus Van de Ven.
I'd keep Van de Ven.
Dragerson.
Van de Ven and
Romero.
Murillo.
Yeah, yeah.
Van de Ven Murillo would be a really
Even
good
I'd
centre back.
have like Nico Williams maybe at right back as well.
I'd put Williams at left back
Wan-Bissaka.
over Jed Spence.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, left back
yeah.
is Nico Williams for sure. I really like Nico Williams. And then you've got yeah, man.
Welsh
Big
again.
up. I'm incredibly
Premier
biased.
League
Everyone
winner.
knows this.
Nico Williams,
Premier League
winner.
Oh yeah, with
I think Jed Spence is more naturally talented, but I do agree with you.
but like based on how if we're doing based on how they've played this season.
Spence is another
Midfield,
one.
Elliot Anderson.
Elliot Anderson, yeah, obvious.
What's his name? Mateus Fernandez at West Ham.
Oh, is that adding West Ham players in this? Yeah, no, I like Mateus. I kind of want West Ham to go
want him.
down just so we can sign him.
He's only 21 as well.
He's great. No, Mateus Fernandez is fantastic. I think there might be a relegation clause in his contract, something along those lines.
Must be.
Because Paulinho and Gallagher don't get anywhere near it.
I do like Sarr.
Yeah.
Spurs. I think he's
But
injured though.
I don't know how good he's been this season. I think
Sarr's
he's
been
actually
alright this
fit.
season, but I think he's injured as well. This is the thing.
And don't forget as well, some of these players that are playing in these teams are good teams, but then they're affected by they're tainted by all the other stuff going on
But
around.
if you've got Elliot Anderson and Sarr attacking midfield, is it Gibbs White then?
Yeah.
Over Xabi Alonso or Conor Gallagher?
I couldn't
Xabi
understand
Alonso.
the Conor
No,
Gallagher.
not Xabi Alonso. Xavi Simmons.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
And
you'd
then on the
definitely go
right,
him with,
Bowen.
Bowen, yeah.
On the right,
So
Bowen.
basically 2 Spurs players, I think, get in.
Up front,
Castellanos.
or Igor Jesus.
Yeah.
Or
Probably
Solanke.
probably this season, I think Igor Jesus has been better than
Yeah.
Solanke.
Yeah, Solanke's been injured for half the season anyway.
Yeah.
And left wing,
Callum
Anyone?
Hudson-Odoi.
Somerville.
Somerville.
Oh, yeah,
Somerville.
Somerville's been
Somerville.
decent.
Well, Spurs don't
second
have a
half
left
season.
winger basically. Richarlison's basically playing as their left winger.
No.
So what we're saying? What was
Yeah.
it? One
Sarr
One
and
Spurs
maybe
player.
Van de Ven.
But Sarr's injured anyway.
I think he's fit again.
Just Van de Ven then.
Is it just Van de
And then
Ven?
he gets injured
Van
a
de
lot
Ven
as
is the
well.
standout, isn't he?
He gets injured a lot as well.
Yeah. Van de Ven, I think, is the only one that can basically say he'll definitely know he'll be fine, like in the Premier League, because someone will snap him up if they were to go down. I still
think
don't think
Liverpool-
Spurs are going down. I think they'll win.
Yeah,
tonight.
I don't think they're going down either.
I do think Spurs are going to win tonight. Which I know, like I've been talking about how I
No,
don't
but
see
I
how
thought
they
they'd
can
beat
win those
Fulham,
games.
to be honest, and they didn't.
What Spurs?
No, I didn't think they
No
would.
way.
Fulham away.
I thought
No
that,
chance.
yeah, I thought you might see
only-
it.
Only big London teams like West Ham can do that. Not Spurs. Bergval's a good shout as well, but isn't he also injured?
He's basically barely been fit this season either.
But no, I do think as tonight's game, obviously Palace, they've won 3 of their last 16, 3 of their last 17 games, I want to say. I know they lost at Old Trafford, obviously that was a sending off 2-1, whatever, and so therefore Lacroix's not fit, or not available for today's game because he's serving a 1-match ban for his suspension. And Palace are not great.
No.
I know Spurs also
They're
aren't
kind of
great.
in trouble, actually, Palace.
Palace,
Yeah,
but in what?
Well, not like
sense?
not going
They're
down, but just
fine.
like
They're
not
kind
just
of on
in
the
terms of
beach,
they're
aren't they?
dropping.
Yeah.
Well, they don't really care.
Yeah.
The manager's
They want
throwing
that
in the
confidence.
towel.
I've got one of my best mates is a Palace fan, and he's like, I could not care less about the Premier League. He's like, Premier League are warm-up games for the championship.
They should probably win
for the Conference League. They should win the Conference League.
Yeah.
They've got a very good knockout manager, for sure, in Oliver Glasner. Like he knows what he's doing in knockout stage.
Imagine
He's
if he
shown it before.
leaves, having won the FA Cup, the Conference League, and the Community Shield.
Well, he's
Some way to leave, isn't
He's
it?
already their best ever manager.
Yeah.
He's their most decorated manager because
He's
he won
not
a
covered
trophy.
himself in glory with the
Yeah,
way he's conducted
not
himself.
at all.
But yeah, you are right. If he wins,
Do you not think that part of
That's a
him,
real mic drop.
Do you not think that part of Glasner's the way that it's conspired though is he's kind of justified in why he's angry?
No, I don't know. I don't condone that at all.
Not at all.
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a good manager, but I think his behaviour has been terrible. I really do.
I think a lot of it has just been that Oliver Glasner's just been saying the truth.
Yeah, but why can't he say the truth at the end of the season when he leaves? Why has he got to disrupt the season and just throw the club into turmoil?
But like, so they sold Eze just before a game in the summer.
Let's be honest as well, Palace are a selling club, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, but
you knew the deal when you took the job.
The way that he spoke about it, the way that he's
saying things like "I don't care" and stuff like that.
No, I'm more thinking about the way that he's like talking about kind of. He said he feels like he's been abandoned. I understood what he was talking about, what he meant, because they sold Eze just before a game in the summer. And then they also sold Mark Gay the day before a game, and also him announcing that he's leaving mid press conference, I think, was a bit mad.
Yeah.
But like it was like they won the FA Cup, got to the Conference League, European football the first time, and then made £16 million in the transfer market. And they should have been in the Europa League, but they made 16.3 million in the summer. When Glasner was like, I need to add 5 players to this squad because we've got 2 games a week for basically the entire season. We want to go win, try and hold on to the FA Cup, try and finish top 10 of the Premier League, try and win the Conference League. And he wasn't given any of it.
The club's not matching his ambitions. Like it's clear that I think he's a really good manager.
Okay, that's fine, but surely that's a conversation for the end of the season once you've done the job.
I'm sure that's probably happened. It's like a cry for help when you do it in a press conference. It's like, please help me. Like, please hear what I'm saying because I need help. Yeah. I'm sure those conversations have been had.
I thought it was a bit self-serving. I've got to be honest, man. That's how I don't know what Alex thinks.
It feels like desperation.
Maybe because I'm older than you guys, but I just thought that was poor. Like, you're the manager of the club. It's up to you to... you're called manager for a reason. That comes with responsibility. I've managed in the past, and... there were resources that weren't afforded. Not football management, but you know what I'm saying. You ask for resources and you don't get them.
It's like here.
Yeah, quite possibly. But anyway, to go public like he did, I just thought that.
Do you know what it is, Laurie? To go public like that surely is the end result, the end of the line of the relationship of communications between him and Parish. If he feels comfortable enough to just go public and start airing his dirty laundry, that would tell me their relationship is on the rocks, or he's not been fulfilled with the promises that he was given by Parish and the guys above him. He made a big fuss on the last day of the window when we obviously agreed to deal with Palace. He said, "Well, listen, if they sell him, I'm walking." As if he was like the martyr of the situation, with the club's best interests at heart. Fast forward a couple months, it's the total opposite. And it's such a shame, really, because, I was there when Palace beat us, at Wembley at the start of the season. I saw them, defy the odds and beat Man City. That's a manager, take away his recent kind of fallouts, that should just be held in the utmost regard by any Palace fan or football fan, really. For
he
years
done
to
great.
come.
He done great, but here's the thing.
But it's not ending the way it should end.
Oh, absolutely. How are you going to manage your players when you yourself are out there talking down the club? Like that, to me, I just thought that was a little bit off.
At the same time, you say it's not ending the way it should.
If you say to one of his players, if he says to one of his players, you're dropped, right?
Right.
And then the player goes to the press and starts demeaning the club and running down them. How would he feel about that?
It's true.
We did have that conversation with the whole most.
I think that, listen, I don't doubt the veracity of what he's saying. Obviously, the man has grief, you know what I mean? But to air them out in public halfway through a season like that, I thought it was unprofessional.
Not cricket.
Definitely a fair point.
It's definitely not cricket, it's football.
But you know the phrase.
Astute observation from you there, Laurie.
You know the phrase.
Yeah, I know the phrase.
Yeah, no, I do.
But I just thought it was self-serving and unprofessional.
What's his ceiling then as a manager, Glasner?
We'll find out because he won't be there.
He's a good
manager.
Too good for
I can
Palace.
see him going to somewhere like a United in the I wouldn't say not so distant future, but I don't know. I could see him at like maybe a Villa as the next level up. Maybe after that, like a United, maybe.
I think he'll go
European
sideways.
club.
He'll go United.
I'm not sure if he stays.
Wow, what does that mean, Laurie? What does that mean? No, I reckon Glasner's next job won't be in the Prem.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's like kind of like.
He's Austrian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know where he could end up?
Yeah.
Somewhere like Atletico Madrid.
Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
Simeone goes.
That's Simeone's job for life, man.
It is. He's the highest paid manager in the world.
Of all time.
Mental.
Won one trophy.
Yeah, I think with Glasner, it's like, I think he should go down kind of the route. Obviously, it's not quite worked out as well for him.
Would you
but
take
like
him at United?
No, not right now.
Why not?
Part of the reasons for what you're talking about in terms of like if you've seen what he did. I think I've said it before. Like I said, in the same way that like I think Roberto De Zerbi is a fantastic manager, but the way that stuff ended up at Marseille, I'm like, I've just been through Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, I must admit, if I was a chairman, Alex, and I saw him carrying on like that with another club, I would be very dubious.
I'd keep an eye on what he does next. Let's say so. This is why I think Glasner may go to like a Champions League club. Like a Champions League club, but not in England. I don't know if he like his next step may be Borussia Dortmund or something. If Edin Terzic was to leave, or something like I don't know if his football quite suits Serie A, but like I can see him going to like he's got the Premier experience in the bag. He obviously he's then with Frankfurt as well. I think he won the Conference League or the Europa League with Frankfurt.
Europa.
I want to say was the Europa League.
It was one of them. I think
it was one of those
Rangers
European
in the
trophies.
final?
I think you're right. I can't remember, but he's won European trophies with German team. He's been at Palace. He won the FA Cup, and he might win the Conference League.
He's a good manager.
But I can see his next step up. I think for his career,
Europa League.
It was at Europa League. Yeah, it might be best then that the next step he takes is Champions League club, but not an English team.
I agree.
Because the step to one of the big. So let's say the Liverpool job is available in the summer. I think Osmaris is a fantastic manager. Might not be the right idea for him. The same with the United job. If that's available, I mean, it will be available in the summer most likely. It'll still be, I think, a bit too much. Go and prove yourself. Go and try and challenge for a league title in France, or maybe not France, but like back in Germany, or maybe or Italy, as you said, or maybe somewhere else. And go.
Carrick would take the Polish
Juventus
and get United.
Interesting question. I think he'd be good.
I
think Carrick could be very good in the Premier League for someone like Crystal Palace or a team like Fulham or another, because like Marco Silva I think is out of contract in the summer as well.
Is he?
Yeah. I've seen a couple of managers. I think that'd be probably Carrick's best move.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fit.
I think for Carrick the best idea isn't to take the United job. But if he was to be offered
sure
it, I mean,
he's
if he was
ready
obviously
to
be
take the
taken,
United
I don't
job.
think so either. I think he's done.
Big ask, like
he's
a
done
big ask.
brilliantly. He's
You
been
weren't saying that a
almost
couple
faultless.
of weeks ago, don't you? You seem to be cock a hoop before. Now they've lost one game. I'm not sure.
Well, I just said he'd done brilliantly.
But there's been a couple United performances recently. I know that this was like the first loss, but
Our
there's been a
intensity's
couple
dropped. It's been so obviously
I tell
yesterday.
you one man who's not convinced by him. Mm-hmm. Paul Scholes.
Oh my god! Yeah, can we stop? Can we ban this guy from social media?
He does do some dodgy things
I
online.
am so sick. Not even for that, like that side of social media. Also the words that he says on social media as well. Yeah, he loves tonality.
I said this before, and I repeat: any man that sucks his daughter's toes.
Okay, yeah.
I do not take him seriously.
But he look. His
And
thing
that's
yesterday.
facts.
I don't think he was sucking them though, but
we don't do Monday night football analysis.
chomping on them would probably be the best.
so
Slurpily chomping, I would say.
Regardless, it's like
I find it difficult to take him seriously.
I do find it difficult to take. Like, well, also the Lisandro Martinez thing as well. When he's like, no research goes into anything Paul Scholes said.
No.
As a man in the media, do some level of research. Don't kind of call out Lisandro Martinez.
But you know what's funny is I can remember when he was playing, he never gave interviews. Now he's finished playing football. He can't stop talking.
That's true.
I know, and
he wasn't a great tackler as well, was he? Let's have it right. He would do a lot of talking, but I remember him trying to punch Xabi Alonso in the face once.
Can I just ask quickly though, why are so many that when I say so many, there's a little coterie of Man United ex-players that are not having Michael Carrick. What's he done to them? What's the problem?
I could not tell you.
Roy Keane doesn't know.
But Roy Keane's publicly coming out and saying he doesn't support United. I think. Like, I don't know if you've seen the clip.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, obviously because he grew up a Spurs fan, Roy Keane. But I feel like at the moment he just like is trying to distance himself from that. Because Ian Wright is bringing it up. He goes, he's a Spurs man. And Ian Wright, not Ian Wright. Roy Keane then just basically like just doesn't look at him and goes, I'm not claiming that at all. But like the Roy Keane stuff, I have no idea. I think
I can understand Roy Keane. He fell out with Fergie. Fergie reduced him to tears in the back of the taxi. Remember?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't remember it personally. I know the story.
We know Roy Keane. We know Roy Keane is a guy that is carry grudges.
They weren't both in the taxi at the same time, were they?
Huh?
They weren't both in the taxi, were they?
No, I think they didn't have a meeting, and then Roy Keane gets a cab and starts crying.
You saw that famous picture of him with tears in his eyes. But it would appear that, to all intents and purposes, Roy Keane, I think we all can see
I'm
it.
so sick of these guys. So with the overlap.
But why don't they like Carrick though? What's the problem?
This is
Carrick.
as in why don't Keane and Scholes? I don't know. You know, Carrick and Scholes played together for 7 years.
That's what I was thinking.
And Michael Carrick, they were midfield partners for like 7 years under Sir Alex Ferguson.
It was that long.
And Michael Carrick in the summer, he did an interview with Rio Ferdinand, like on Rio Ferdinand's channel, and he was waxing lyrical about Paul Scholes being like one of the best players I've ever seen play. Blah blah blah. He clearly has no beef with Scholes whatsoever.
Which one of them made a jibe about the man's wife?
Roy Keane, because basically Carrick's wife, I think 10 years ago, did a tweet about Roy Keane saying something and then deleted it.
Saying
and then
he's
Roy
miserable
Keane
or
10
something.
years later is still taking jabs. Like you can say, oh,
In
you know,
football terms,
he's just
obviously.
bantering. But that's on your mind 10 years later.
So is the Fergie stuff 20 years later.
Yeah, I do think, there's such a hangover.
As I said,
with
he
Keane
carries
United.
grudges.
Yeah, but I'm just so happy that also Michael Carrick is a guy, he just will not care. He does not care. Like, you can take one route, like with Lisandro Martinez. Like, Lisandro Martinez fought back. And he's like in public interviews being like, come. Wait, you did?
He did,
and then Paul
yeah.
Scholes didn't. Paul Scholes went, I sent him a text and he didn't reply. I'm so dumb. Because something like Gary Neville, for example, sometimes I disagree with his football stuff, like how he thinks about football. But like as a bloke, I still think like he's quite funny. He's quite engaging.
I like Gary.
I like him on a podcast for the most part,
like
and
Gary.
especially as well during the whole with all the Glazer protests a few seasons ago, and he was very anti-Glazer. I thought it was very, very
I don't
good
always
from Gary
agree
Neville.
with a lot. Well,
I don't agree with
always
his
agree
football
with
opinions
everything
all
he
the
says,
time.
but
But
as
he's
pundits
good.
come and go, I think he's one of the better ones. Without a doubt. I think Carragher's good as well. Henry's
It's
good.
half the class of 92 people are like David Beckham, generally great when he talks about United. Gary Neville, great talks about United. Phil Neville doesn't really talk about United. Scholes, jarring. Roy Keane's not class of 92, but obviously he was part of that team, jarring. And the class of 08, the guys who won the Champions League in 08, they're much better. Because they're also more attuned, I think, social media-wise. And
I do think the best pundit is Thierry Henry, though.
Really?
Yeah.
In terms of pundit value, I agree.
It's just the way he speaks, and it's not just what he says. It's the experience, and he's been there and done it. So you look at him and go, that's someone who is speaking from a place of authority. But he's he's just like a cool character anyway. But it's the way he articulates himself. Let's
He's
not
also
forget,
really
it's not his
clever.
mother tongue as well.
Yeah.
That's to be the best pundit and not even your mother tongue language. I think he's
Imagine how good he is in
clear
French.
and concise.
He's pretty
and he's quite
candid as well, isn't he?
sympathetic.
So he's not
he can
afraid
be
to,
candid. Like he has a laugh sometimes as well.
Yeah.
I just think he's the coolest and the best. to be honest.
Yeah.
I've
I
only
think he's
seen him
definitely
on
one of the
CBS.
best ones.
Does he do any other pundit
Well, he
shows?
does
Yeah,
Monday
yeah.
Night Football
Champions League.
sometimes as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
He did
He
Monday
does
Night
always do
Football
Monday Night Football.
semi-recently.
Yeah.
I remember very specifically, it was when we beat City at the Etihad last season. He did like a 5-minute breakdown of Ahmad's winning goal against City. And he was going frame by frame, step by step, talking about the
Brilliant.
decision-making here. Like, in terms of analysis, I would say Jamie Carragher is very good analytically.
Yeah, he is.
He's fantastic. It's just, sometimes he's kind of annoying. And also got
So
obviously
Jamie
a
Carragher
few...
is not Thierry Henry.
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
does
no,
offer
but
great
like-
Been
and that-
embarrassed by Thierry Henry a few times
yeah,
on
a
the
couple of
pitch.
You
times
think with
on
Carragher,
CBS.
sometimes emotion can get the best of him. For example, with the Mo Salah thing, he let himself down there.
Yeah, but I think...
You're right. His
I don't
analysis
think
is
he did.
always
What
good.
club do you think has made the best series of ex-player pundits? Because for me, I actually do think
Alan
it's
Hansen
Arsenal.
was one of the top ones for years because, he captained Liverpool to European trophies, loads of league titles. I do think if you have that CV or Roy Keane, if you have a CV like that, then how can you not be asked on these shows? How can you not be filling up panel seats?
Yeah, he's the most expensive
Like
in the
that
game.
Liverpool in the 80s era, 70s, 80s, most of them went on to be pundits. Like Souness was
I
brilliant
think
for years.
Danny Murphy's good.
Danny Murphy. I think Joe
Danny
Hart's
Murphy's
one of
good.
my
Joe
favourites.
Hart's good.
Joe Hart's
On Match of the Day,
fantastic.
he's been very good.
He did a breakdown on the Raya save against Rice the
I
other
saw
day.
that.
Brilliant
Yeah, he did
punditry.
speak really
Really
well.
cool guy as
I
well.
like
love
Alan
Joe Hart.
Shearer as well. I think he's quite good.
He's so anti-United, it's hilarious. He hates... Let's say like Chris Sutton. Chris Sutton, despite... I do think for the most part, I think like from the current crop, I really like the players, pundits that come out of
Tell you
Arsenal.
who's not great.
Oh, God.
Michael Owen.
Who?
Michael Owen, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
Oh, he's here in the studio
Yeah,
with us.
come to me live. Yeah, man, if you
What
don't
do you think
score
of,
goals,
Paul
you won't
Merson?
win games.
What?
I think he's
I
really
like
good.
Paul Merson,
Not for his analysis. though.
Not his analysis, but I think
For his
his
character.
some of his ball knowledge.
He does like the
Some of
Sky
his ball
Sports
knowledge
stuff,
is
right?
very, very good. Paul Merson. Actually, one of the comments
Yeah,
has
he's on
mentioned this. I
Soccer
think it's
Saturday.
actually a very good. We may as well do it. Is obviously we're sponsored by Rocket Mobile, and every show we try and do a Rocket ranked. Rank things top 3, top 5, and stuff. And SSBM Core has said Rocket ranked top 3 best ex-player pundits.
No, we really
May as well give it a bit of a
TT.
ranking.
Oh,
I think we can all
certainly.
agree Thierry Henry number 1.
I was going to go Gary Neville 1 and Henry 2.
No.
Okay,
I don't
interesting.
mind either way, but definitely
No,
those two are
not
in the
Neville
top
number
3.
1.
I
Top
do,
5, but not
I
1.
do think Jamie Carragher is really good. I'm not sure if he makes top 3.
Analysis-wise, I agree, but as an overall package,
But is that not kind of what you want from a former
Is this
player?
all time or current favourites? All time we doing?
we can do 2 all time, and we can do.
But like
current
when I'm
list.
listening to a former player, I want to hear that football analysis. Like that's what I want to hear from you.
Yeah, but for example, like Souness might be good at breaking down the football
Oh,
analysis
no.
stuff, but then like the way he used to go at
Get him
play,
out
like
of there,
United
man.
players and stuff, or like
Get
the
him
bias
out
he
of
would
there.
Well, he
introduce.
comes from
into
a
it.
very successful team, though.
He's
so
one
he's
of
got
the worst.
authority. in
Yeah,
the
I know
game.
that, but then the way I watched him for years
Redknapp?
go at Paul Pogba constantly.
Nah,
I don't think top
Not
3.
for me.
Harry or
Sturridge
Jamie?
is quite refreshing. I like Sturridge's stuff.
Sturridge for me is trying too hard to be too cool for me.
Yeah, I like Ian Wright as well. I do
Right.
like
I like
Ian
Wright,
Wright.
yeah.
I love Wright. I mean, I love Wrighty. I think he's.
Yeah, let's go
top
with it.
bet.
Those 3, man.
No, Shearer's up
Henry,
there as
Wright,
well.
and
Gary Neville.
No, Carragher's got to be in the top 5.
Karen, there's a
I
few
wouldn't
good
call
ones.
Ian Wright a pundit because he does.
Ferdinand
what is he?
hasn't
No,
got
he
one
definitely
shout,
is.
by
He
the way.
does stick to football as a podcast, but like, how many punditry jobs?
He's a
does he
He does
run?
personality.
quite a lot.
Right, that's
He's
true,
on TV all
actually.
the time.
Yeah,
That's true.
no, but you don't see
he's
him
more
on
of a
Monday Night
podcaster
Football.
now.
Yeah, like I'd say more.
I
He
feel
does a
like
podcast.
I've seen him quite a few times.
Yeah, he does.
He does the
Maybe
women's
not
game
like
a
the
lot.
big Premier
He was on
League.
Match of the
does do a
Day
lot of
every
women's
week up
games.
He does
until-
Premier League productions actually,
He
Ian
does
Wright,
women's
doesn't
games,
he?
but I don't know if that's a separate conversation.
Yeah, it's probably
like,
separate.
I mean, that can be.
Can we
part of it as well,
include
for sure.
women in this?
Yeah.
Well, we'll go for Enya Luka then.
Oh God.
Hey, look, she's got 170 England
let's
caps.
leave
Yeah,
that
she's the
And
Wayne
that's
Rooney.
more than Laura Woods.
She's the Wayne Rooney of.
She was the Wayne Rooney of the women's games. Is that what she said? It was like
I'm
I
not
was
gonna lie,
Wayne
Enya
Rooney when I was a
Luka is
kid.
Nowhere near making top 3.
Another one's
100.
commented
Put some
talking about
respect on Enya's
Micah
name, man.
Richards.
Come on.
Yeah, Micah.
But you know what I didn't know is Micah Richards isn't too liked by City fans. I don't know if you guys follow City Extra on Twitter, but he was talking. They posted some tweets and quotes of Micah Richards. And City fans in the comments were like, "We don't claim this guy."
Is it because he's always joking about being an Arsenal? Like, because he used
I
to
don't
support
know.
Arsenal?
I'll tell you
I
what I
don't
would
know.
say about Michael Richards.
If there is
he's
any
evolving.
City fans, which I doubt, are
He's
watching
evolving.
apart from Kim,
Don't you think?
Tell us
Yeah,
why.
definitely
Because
is.
when he first come on the scene, I thought he did a little bit too much laughing and he was the
Micah?
butt of all the jokes. and I was
Almost a
like,
bit
come
of a
on, bro.
jester.
Yeah,
but
I
now
thought
he's a bit more serious.
Yeah,
But
you-
now
you-
he's
you
evolving.
find-
He's starting to.
Rooney's
you find
evolving.
your place.
Yeah, Rooney's good.
Rooney's
man, yeah.
But
evolving.
he's so level-headed, you know, Wayne Rooney. Considering that he was a hothead for the first 15 years of his career.
He's not my favourite pundit, but
No, but
he's-
he's
I like him. But
He's the best
no.
looking
There's definitely
pundit, though,
potential.
right?
What, Wayne Rooney?
Laurie. What is Laurie on?
Not
What
sure
are you
about
drinking
that.
Laurie's
today?
always on smoke. We know this.
What are you drinking?
When is Laurie not on smoke? Right. Okay, if you guys were to make top threes,
Aesthetically,
though,
Wayne Rooney's
are we all
up
going
there.
Thierry Henry number 1?
I would go. Well, he said Gary Neville. You can make your own
For
list.
me, it'll go Henry, Carragher. I love Keane. I still love Keane.
Roy Keane.
Yeah. And then I go.
I don't like Roy Keane.
Alan
I like
Hansen.
Keane. I like Keane on.
It's just so
on-
predictable that he's just going to choose a player to slag
Yeah.
off.
It's entertaining though.
He's
I watch
entertaining.
pundits.
I
I
guess.
watch different pundits for different reasons.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't watch. He can do the breakdown of the stuff because he
No,
has
he
got a
don't-
tactical.
doesn't
I mean, he was
ever
a
do
manager
it.
for years, bro. He could. He
No,
could
I know,
easily
but
break
like
a
when
game
he's
down.
on Sunday,
But I watch him
He
to be
doesn't offer
entertained.
much
Doesn't do it- he
tactical
doesn't-
insight.
I watch him
though,
to be
does he?
entertained. I listen to
Yeah,
Carragher
exactly.
for the deep analysis.
Exactly. They offer different things.
Yeah.
But like, because like I'm trying to think who would be my dream lineup on Super Sunday, half full kickoff kind of thing. Keane isn't on, nowhere near that for me because he'll sit there and go, "That's his job."
Yeah, but
It's
he's
his
the first
job.
one on the team sheet for me.
No, I know, yeah, but as you
I
said,
guess
it
what
just
we're
depends
saying
on
though
what
is
you
that
like.
in order to get the best possible panel, you need a little bit of everything, don't you?
Yeah, no, I get that.
You need your analysis guys. You need your guys with your personality. Like I like Jamie O'Hara, but my people I've
Rage
spoken
bait.
to,
You need that.
yeah, you
sometimes.
need it.
Jamie O'Hara's.
He's funny, man.
Big up my boy
Jamie on
Darren Ben.
Talksport or Jamie on Sky, though, because two very, very
Yeah,
different
that's-
Oh, they're two very
Do you know
different
what? On
people.
Very
Sky, I
different
watched the clip the other day. It was actually really good. He was talking about Spurs. He was breaking down a
Oh,
goal.
he's completely more level.
He was really good on
When
Sky.
Jamie O'Hara chills out, he's
Talk
good.
Sport, though. it's a
I've
different-
actually met him
different
because
story.
you remember the days when my brother did that football show on channel, was it 4 or 5?
Yeah.
And he was on a couple of the shows and we met him backstage and that, and he was really good. I've always thought he's quite funny, even though some of the things he says are a little bit outlandish. But I do find him quite entertaining. So it's a mixture of different things, isn't it, that make up.
I think for me, it would be Thierry Henry, like something like my dream lineup alongside, like on Sky, alongside the anchor, obviously. It would be Thierry, Neville, and either Micah Richards or Ian Wright.
Do you know what, though?
Depending on if United won or lost.
I'll tell you my dream lineup, Beyonce, Alicia Keys.
Crazy. Hopefully the missus isn't watching, by the way.
If you've still got one.
And my missus, yeah, she'd be on there as well.
Good save, good save.
Wow.
You're welcome.
But anyway,
Ellie, you got one?
Oh, I was gonna say, I do feel like the reason why the CBS show works so well is because there's such a lovely balance with Henri, Carragher, and Mike Richards. Like, they work so well together. Very, very different.
The glue to that show is Kate, right?
100%.
Yeah, I was going to
She's
say
an
that as well.
The three of them, with their balance, you know, they've got the knowledge, the
controlled
humour,
by
the
her.
personality all together.
Yeah.
To just let them run through with no presenter, you'd get a totally different show. But what she does is brings
Best
them in
anchor
the
in the
right.
game.
I just
takes
thought
the
of a
piss out of
female
them as
pundit
well.
that I really like listening to. I'm not sure she's going to be everybody's cup of tea, but she used to play for Man United.
Leanne Sanderson.
Yes.
Oh,
I met her. She's nice.
She's very outspoken. She knows her football. She's not afraid to say what she thinks. And I think she's quite refreshing, man. I like listening to her.
But my favourite right now, as in kind of the new crop, is Joe Hart.
No, he is
Really
good.
like
He
him.
is good, yeah. And he
Can hit a
speaks
golf
with...
ball as well.
When Joe Hart speaks, he speaks with
posture, Joe Hart,
authority,
doesn't
doesn't he?
Seen every
You
show,
can tell.
Joe Hart's
Yeah, he's
sat
very
like this.
sort
He's
of...
quite tall, isn't he, though?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
Mate, he
6 foot
towers
six.
it's like
over me.
sitting like all the way up here.
You met him?
Towers. I was in Thailand with him the last 2 years.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
of
golf
course you
stuff.
were. Yeah.
Interviewed him, didn't I?
That
Yeah.
bougie old
Is he a
guy.
good golfer?
Very good. Really,
He's a good
can-
cricketer as well.
Do you know
I
what?
don't know if you know.
He's one of those, like, any sport he can play. He can hit a ball, but in the long drive competition, I drove it further than him.
Ooh.
Oh, big up. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
I have it on authority. He's a very good cricketer.
Yeah.
I can see it. Big gang.
Gary Neville and Phil Neville were
Yeah,
cricketers,
Phil
weren't
Neville
they?
apparently.
Actually,
still...
I've just thought another. I know we're going to continue talking about this. Joe Cole.
Yeah,
I
he's
think it's
not
been
bad.
all right.
Peter
Peter
Crouch?
Crouch. I'm less sold on Peter
is
Crouch.
Again,
I'm less-
the Cole and Crouch combo on TNT is a bit like Del Boy and Rodney. They kind of play off each other a little
Yeah.
bit. If you want that deep analysis, individually they're both getting better at it, but I wouldn't go straight to them for that, if that makes sense. Again, they're more like light, keep it fluffy, funny, chuck in a couple nostalgic
I
stories.
think the guy
some
who hosts
remedies.
the show, Darren, is it Darren
Fletch.
He's good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren
he's
Fletch
tough.
has always been very well. And he's
Ali
also
McCoist.
one of the rare ones.
Actually, Ali McCoist is my
I
favourite.
love Ali.
Top 5.
Commentator,
Yeah,
though,
commentator.
for me.
Oh my god, he's
I love him as a
top-
commentator, but he's a commentator, not a
top three.
pundit, isn't he?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I would say
he's so
Darren,
good.
Darren Fletcher, he's a
You
commentator.
know who's very good? He doesn't get a lot of work for reasons that we've seen over the years, but he knows his football, man. Stan Collymore. Very good pundit.
Yeah,
knows
I
his
like Stan
football,
Collymore.
articulates it well, very intelligent.
What? I don't know. who
I
that
know
is.
he's not politically correct because of incidents
Okay,
that he's
Laurie,
found
just-
himself involved in the
Let's
past.
move on from that, probably.
I know, but I'm just saying, though, that he's very good.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
very good.
I do wish we had someone like CBS panel on here in the UK. There's nothing
Have you
close
watched
to it.
DR Sports before, mate?
Yeah, but DR Sports don't have the game. If that's what I was saying, if DR
Worldwide
Sports had
audience.
the games, if DR Sports had games,
Oh no, we'd take over.
it'd be finished.
Game
It'd be
over
finished.
for everyone else.
Game over.
That's what I was saying. You know how there's been this whole thing about the Premier League Plus app in
Premflix.
Indonesia, Premflix. I was saying, Robbie, can you go and speak to them so we can get our own little show on
That'd be
Premflix?
actually unreal.
Game would be game over.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the
Game
DR
over.
Sports band, the Weekend Roundup, do like they take you guys out of here and put you in the studio for.
Oh, it'd be brilliant.
I think you guys are. I think that panel works really well, actually.
We go to the studio and it's
Fourth
live and
best
it's
YouTube
Alex,
football show.
Flex.
It is. Yeah.
Well, after live at 5.
By
If
numbers,
only they had a good
apparently.
host.
I know. Think of where it could be. I've got it up to 4th. Right?
No,
It's
but
as
in
far
all
as I can
seriousness-
take 'em.
Where's Best of Enemies on that? Is Best of Enemies higher than that?
No, as in DR Sports is number 4.
Oh, as in
like,
DR
the
Sports
whole
overall.
football YouTube scene. for the
Deserves
last
to be
That's
month.
mega.
higher. Deserves to be higher.
But I would say though, one of my, I know we're going down the YouTube route now, but one of my favourites on YouTube is my boy Curtis Shaw. I think he's really, really
You know what,
good.
Curtis, again.
One of the
I
comments
watched
is
Curtis
DR
Shaw,
Sports
not
best
for the
pundits.
deep analysis, but I watched it, Curtis Jones, because Curtis Jones? It's Curtis Shaw.
Rent free.
Because, you know, he might smash his Arsenal memorabilia in the background, or he might rip a shirt off.
No, but he does
watch
give
him
good
for
football analysis as well. I mean, he's played the game to a high level.
He played for my dad's team, Yeovil. I've
Hey,
watched
listen,
Curtis play before.
we were doing the preview today for the Arsenal Mansfield game, and he brought his Mansfield. He used to play for Mansfield.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Steven Zuza 83, thank you for the super chat, says England lost in the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup,
saw that.
but gave a good game to India.
Jacob Bethel scored a century.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I saw
Nice.
that.
Mate, the only name I know is Ben Stokes still playing?
He's not in the T20s.
Not in T20s, but yeah.
But he's one of my favourite cricketers.
He's one of those players.
Joffre Archer?
Yeah, he's playing in it. He's the fast bowler.
That's the only two players I know these days. I grew up in like the Ashes 05 era.
There's a bit of trivia
heavy
for you,
hitters.
right?
Go on.
So, Joffre Archer, he plays for England. He grew up in Barbados. Plays for England now.
Yeah.
Jacob Bethel, who's white, by the way, he also grew up in Barbados. Who plays for England.
Oh, interesting.
Funny.
Yeah.
Jacob
I
Bethel,
grew up in the like kind of Andrew Strauss, Freddie Flintoff.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, Alistair Cook.
Steve Harmison.
Grievous Bodley Harmison.
Yeah, and then Vaughan on the other side, Michael Vaughan.
Yeah.
And then
I was
on
actually
Australia.
best friends with his daughter
yeah?
when I was a kid. Yeah.
Who?
Michael Vaughan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My brother Steve was doing a lot of work with him for.
Oh no, I think I might have got
BBC.
that wrong. No, my brother went to uni with Michael Vaughan's daughter. I was
Right,
best
so
friends with.
loose connection then.
No. It was
Very loose.
I can't. It was another one of the England cricketers. I've forgotten. Whoops. He was.
But Steve
I'm
Armisen,
gonna end that story. I've messed up so badly.
He's a big Newcastle fan. He covers games for Sky, or is it BBC?
Yeah, for the cricket.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Goddard? Matthew Goddard?
Matthew Goddard, yeah.
A little swing bowler. Simon Jones?
Simon Jones, Welsh guy, fast
Welsh
bowler.
guy, but played for England.
He played for, yeah.
Cricket's the only sport I just
John Trott?
can't get on board
Cricket's
with.
great.
Jonathan Trott, yeah.
That's my dad's name.
I used to watch
he
loads of
played?
it as a kid. Back to football news,
Right,
though.
let's see.
Yeah,
Ben Jacobs
back
has
to
come
football.
out with
Back
some,
to football. Come
with
on.
some
Ben Jacobs.
Man
Concentrate,
United
come on.
news. He's come out. He's saying that Carlo Ancelotti and Thomas Tuchel not currently in the race for the England manager's job. The United manager's job. But Roberto De Zerbi, Julian Nagelsmann, and Roberto Martinez are names being discussed.
That's like saying,
So
do
stinky.
you know, that's like saying Rihanna, Beyonce, are not
Ellie
interested
Luca.
in being my girlfriend.
Mike Atherton, that's
What
who
is
I
your
was thinking
obsession,
of.
bro? He's just
Gotta
said
leave
that
Andy
again.
out of this.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, it was
That's
Mike.
like
It's
saying
Mike
Rihanna
Atherton I was thinking of.
and Beyonce are not interested in being my girlfriend, but Susan Boyle is. So let's keep.
And then
keep
also
looking at
Maurizio
her.
Pochettino and Kieran McKenna are still appreciated, but not expected to be front runners for
I'm
the
sorry, if
job.
Kieran McKenna is
He's being appreciated.
being appreciated,
Surely
and
not.
Michael
Well,
Carrick
Because he
isn't.
was at the
Surely
club.
not.
I know.
McKenna. He was at United under Solskjaer.
Who do you want, Dylan?
Nagelsmann. I've been saying this from
Really?
minute one. Yeah. Which is why I'm disappointed that I understand the recruitment process that we're going through in terms of Prem proven. We want it for players for the most part. Obviously, that's why we've got Cunha and Mbumo, and that's why we looked at Watkins. That's why we looked at Emilio Martinez in goal, and why we want Anderson, why we're looking at Talali, Baliba, etc., Mateus Fernandes and stuff. But Nagelsmann, I feel like they really should make an exception for
Why?
and consider it, because I think he's a fantastic manager.
Yeah, why?
Because he plays a style of football which isn't actually massively dissimilar to what Michael Carrick's currently doing. So if we're thinking transition-wise, it would be fairly simple transition. He's got a track record of... It's not like he's never been... So with Ruben Amorim, the big thing was that United ultimately reports saying they felt that the job was too big too quickly for him. I know Nagelsmann is younger than Ruben Amorim by a couple of years, but he's managed at Hoffenheim, managed at Leipzig, and then Bayern Munich, and then Germany national team. That's a sustained period of clubs that are under big, you've got pressure on you. I know it didn't end brilliantly at Bayern Munich in the end, and there is that one clip of him arriving to training on a skateboard, which is a bit ridiculous.
Are you a bit worried that he's only ever managed in Germany and he's not done the, some...
But the thing is, that's why I think United maybe wouldn't really go for him. But I do think just from a tactical perspective, from the style of football that he plays, it's good style of football, but he's very much from the German out of possession, like animal
Klopp
style of football, which I like. Well, Klopp's football at Real Madrid at Liverpool was brilliant. So it's just because you play Real Madrid so many times. But it was great. Out of possession, you guys were monsters, and that's the kind of thing that in the first few games under Carrick, that's what we did.
Lose
which
the ball,
was great.
win it back within the first
Exactly.
4 seconds.
That's what. So you're talking about earlier, United not really being able to kick into gear the last couple of games. We've lost our intensity recently. I think part of that is actually due to the number of breaks that we have in these. We got a 10-day break until Villa, 21-day
So you've lost your
break after.
intensity because you
that's
don't
good.
play any games, but when you do play more games in this next season, what's the excuse going to be then?
No excuses, mate.
having
Right.
more rest
Oh,
should
by the
up
way,
the intensity.
I should
No,
say,
to a
Dill, I
certain
forgot.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary, man. 7-0. I hope you appreciate
Is it?
It's the 3 years of the 7-0 day to all those who celebrate. Yeah.
You know what?
no.
I didn't even watch that
3 years
game.
today.
I was playing football and I broke my wrist and ended up in hospital until 2 in the morning.
No,
Yeah.
not good.
Terrible
like that.
day.
Oh.
Terrible day. Sunday night, broke my wrist playing football, and then in the hospital was when I found out we'd lost 7-0.
Yeah, that's a car crash.
I
of the
went
day.
to the hospital and it was 1-0.
That's not good.
That's what you get.
Bad
boy.
day. Not on that bombshell. Thank you guys so much for watching. Ella, Alex, Laurie, thank you for coming on the panel. It's been a great fun.
Thanks,
I
Dylan.
actually really enjoyed the talk about pundits, you know? It's nice to not talk about the fact that we
It's
lost
very
to
subjective
Newcastle.
as well, so it's nice
Yeah,
that
it's been
everyone has a
great.
different
Oh, yeah,
view.
hold that, by the way. You lost to Newcastle.
You can hold that as well. You lost to Wolves,
Bro,
mate. You can
winning
go
away
try
there
and
isn't
get
for
your revenge
everyone.
this weekend.
Well, you lost
Tough
you lost
place
to
to go,
10 men
Wolves. Tough
twice
place
this
to go.
season. Hold.
And on that
And he
bombshell.
came 15th.
All right, Alex, let me wrap this show up. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'll be back tomorrow live at 5. I think you're coming back tomorrow as well, aren't you, Ella?
I am.
Yeah, you are. So see us, and I can't remember who else is on tomorrow, but regardless, hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Let's go.
What do you do with yours? I do unlimited football content.
Well, I do unlimited bragging.
Well, I do unlimited swiping right.
Well, I do unlimited doom scrolling.
Well, I do unlimited sliding into the DMs.
Well, I do watching TikTok on the bus without headphones unlimited.
Oh, God.